around the world, prayers and masses are being held in support of the Holy Father. In Argentina, people hold a special place in their heart for the country's native son. Hundreds turned out for a mass presided over by the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, who said, "May our prayer be the breath of air that Pope Francis's lungs need. Do not slow down." And for more on what's happening in the Pope's home country of Argentina, let's bring in Julieta Nassau. She is the digital editor of the foreign desk at La Nación. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. So, Julieta, tell us what the mood is like there right now.
Well, first of all, Tracy, thanks a lot for having me. What we have seen there in the Mass in Plaza Constitución, what you were showing minutes ago, that was the biggest event here in Buenos Aires, and it was called, as you said, by the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, Jorge García Cuerva. Remember that Pope Francis was the Archbishop of Buenos Aires before he was elected Pope. So hundreds of people went there to wish him well. Remember, this was on Monday, last Monday, and the weekend was very complicated. And here in Argentina, there was a huge worrisome about Pope Francis. And after that, also there was the image of Pope Francis illuminating the Obelisk, that it's an emblematic monument here in downtown Buenos Aires, and also with wishes of recovery.
And we're all praying for the Holy Father, and it really means probably a little bit more to you all there in Argentina as well, because he is a native son. What else are the Argentinians doing as far as prayer, masses, anything else going on in support of the Holy Father?
Sure. There's also, like always here in Argentina, there is a political debate as well, because Javier Milei, that's the president of Argentina, he tweets a lot, but he hasn't tweeted about the health of Pope Francis, and that has been a debate in here, because they saw each other last year, but still they had a complicated relationship because Milei, before getting elected, he criticized a lot Pope Francis. He even said that he was the representative of evil here in Earth. So after that, they had a complicated relationship. So besides, of course, all the prayers for Pope Francis, there's a political debate about this situation, and that Javier Milei, as the president of all of the Argentinian people, should say something publicly about Pope Francis.
Indeed. Tell us a little bit more, Julieta, what the Holy Father means to the people of Argentina and Latin America.
Well, let me say you that we here in Argentina remember what happened on the 13th of March of 2013. It was a historic day here in Argentina. Of course, it was the first Latin American Pope and the first Argentinian Pope. So it was huge in here. The reporter of our newspaper, La Nación, said in a little space in a note that Jorge Bergoglio was an option for becoming a pope, but still we couldn't believe that until we heard that announcement on that March the 13th. So that day was the day of pride, a day of joy, and after that there was a lot of enthusiasm. But of course it's been a lot of years. It's been almost 12 years since then. And as I said before, here, at least in Argentina, politics and religion is many times mixed, and after that he never came back to Argentina. And what people around Pope Francis said here in Argentina, it was because he didn't want to be used politically. So still, even if he didn't come here, it was a motive of debate here in Argentina, but still there's a lot of Catholic people that are really enthusiastic about him and are still waiting for him to come here to Argentina.
Well, Julieta, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. We appreciate it. God bless you.
Thanks a lot.